Hey Cancer, welcome back to Love from a Leo. I am Tay, otherwise known as Love from a Leo, and today is your May monthly reading for 2019. So let's go ahead and jump into it. But right before I start, I do want to let you know that I am using serpentine, clear quartz, and malachite. Crystals that do already have a video on my channel, I will link the video. You can just click that link so you can find out more about that crystal, rewatch, watch if you need to learn more about the crystals, whatever. At this point, I'm rambling. Okay, so Cancer, when I was sitting with your energy and wanting to know what your May is going to be entailing, what it's going to be surrounding, I got communication as the word that came into my head, communicative. So I think this is going to be a time where you're really going to have to be assessing your communications. You're going to have to assess your contacts. In other words, you're going to have to be social. I think that you're going to have conversations with yourself mentally. So if you're a person who doesn't do that, I don't know how you don't do that, but you're gonna have to like kind of bounce ideas back and forth and kind of talk to yourself. It doesn't have to be out loud. Mentally have a conversation when you're making decisions so that things can turn out the way that you want them to. But also try different things. Be a little bit more spontaneous with what you're doing. Not to say that you don't need to plan anything, but what I'm saying is I think learning for you in this May is going to be connected to your contacts, the people that you can just connect with on different levels, and then kind of just learning new things. So with learning new things, sometimes you have to try new things. So that may be what you need to do in order to be more successful throughout your May, okay? Or to at least get the most out of your May. Alrighty, so in the past, you were definitely feeling like you need more direction. You were lacking direction. Maybe it was hard for you to make certain decisions. You just didn't really know which way to go. For some of you, this could have involved your work life. Like maybe you just felt like the work that you're doing, the work that you're not doing for some of you, it's just not working out no more. Like you don't really know what to put your efforts into. And I think you feel like you're in a continuous cycle of putting in work to not get what you feel like you deserve. Or maybe you're just bored with your job, you know? So let's get more into it. Basically, in your past, you do feel like you have a lack of direction in your life. Maybe you've hit like a stagnant type of point in your life. With the Two of Wands here, I do think that expansion is on the horizon, but it's like you have to choose it. And with choosing it, I think you're going to have to fight for what you want. So with fighting for what you want, you have to know what you want. And then also be charitable and nurturing to that goal that you have. And so I think the problem for a lot of the Cancers right now that are feeling this energy of stagnation and just not knowing which way to go, you don't really know what expansion looks like for you. And I think it's causing you to be like, shit, like how do I create a future for myself, or how do I create the next step for myself if I don't really know what I want, or if I don't know what I'm lacking? Some of you just don't know what you're lacking, but you know that you're ready for something new. Let's get some advice on how to find more direction. How is Cancer supposed to find more direction for themselves? This is your past energy, so some of you may have already figured this out, but for those who haven't, let's get some advice on how to find more clarity and more direction. We got two cards. So we got Pluto and Six of Pentacles. So Pluto as a planet is a very transformational planet. It's really about cutting out the things you don't need, whether you like it or not. But with the Pluto card, it also is the Judgment card. So it's the same thing. Really cutting out what you don't need, spring cleaning your life, and being blunt about it. Not sugarcoating it, not using your emotions to make the decision. It's really about if it's not serving you or if it's not doing you any good, then letting it go. So that's the first thing, and that's usually the hardest part for people to do, because you get emotionally attached to things and then it's really hard to, you know, let go of it because your emotions start to get in the way. Especially for a Cancer, I could see that happening. Six of Pentacles. So back to that charitable type of energy. When I say charitable, I mean, I think you have to nurture what you want. I think for a lot of you, it's like you give all this help to other people. You help nurture so many other things in your life. You bring life to a lot of others. But when it comes to you and nurturing yourself, the things that are hidden, the things that are within you, especially you being ruled by the moon, I think it can get really easy to have an eclipse of everyone else's stuff and everyone else's responsibilities, and you forget to worry about yourself. And so then you look up years later and you're like, what the hell just happened? Like, how did I get to this point? Or I don't know what to do next. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be helpful to so many others, but then when it comes to you, it's like you need like a huge transformational thing to happen for you to really start to change. But the beauty in you being a Cancer, part of being a Cancer is taking charge. Part of being a Cancer is changing things whenever time comes. You learn about the importance of change being a Cancer. That is one of the things that you are just, that's what you embody. So I don't think it'll be hard for you to change things, but it may be hard for you to accept the things that you need to change. So at that point, you just have to be honest about what needs to be let go of, what needs to be brought into your life. And if you really want what you want, then you'll work hard to get that, because that's who you are as a person. Let's move on into your present energy. So we have the Chariot card here. So this is you, Cancer. The duality, bringing two things together and making them work for the greater good. So when it comes to you, I think presently in your May, you're definitely going to be focused on yourself. Like I said, with that back and forth energy, that back and forth conversation that you need to be having within your mind, that is what's going to really make a huge difference in what the outcome of things are for you during this month. So 2 of Swords, maybe get into a time where you're really able to meditate. And when I say meditate, I just mean be able to have a clear mind, have clear thoughts, really understand what is going on in your brain, detoxify anything that doesn't need to be there. And when you do this, allow things to flow in and out, allow things to bounce back and forth throughout your head, but also know that whatever you choose to do, whatever you truly feel is the step to do it wholeheartedly. Do it and take that leap of faith. Do it knowing that it will turn out the way that you want it to, but you have to take that step, and sometimes that's scary. We have the Emperor card coming here, so I think you definitely need to kind of be the leader for yourself in the situation, take charge, and be the authorities. Like, you have to give yourself permission to make the things happen that you want to see happen in your life. There could also be an Aries popping up here for you. But since this is centered around you, I do think this is more about you doing what you desire, what you truly desire. And then also with the Star card in reverse, this is going to be a time where you're not telling everyone what's going on. So this is a time where you're not being open to exposing yourself so much. And that's okay. This is something that you're doing within yourself. And so with the Star card being in reverse, it definitely is saying you have to feel what it feels like to know that what you're doing is right for you. Does that make sense? So in other words, you need to not worry about what other people are going to think about it. Not worry about if people see what you're doing and understand if it makes sense to them or not. It's not about that. It's more about you have this aha moment when you're by yourself and you're like, okay, I found the light for myself. I get it now. I understand that this is what I want. I know what I'm trying to do. And you don't have to worry about all the riffraff that's on either side of you or around you. And you don't have to tell anyone either. You know, sometimes the biggest thing where people mess up is they tell people their thoughts. So then when they get feedback, it may not be what they expected, or even if whatever, it's like a person can say something and make that person rethink everything that they just told them just because of their feedback. So I do think it's wiser at this point to keep it to yourself and really just have this moment of reflection for yourself and allow yourself to have the thoughts, allow yourself to have those conversations, but then really get to that moment where you see the light and you find the hope for yourself. That's what's going to make a difference for you throughout this month. Let's see, what are we making a decision on? What are we taking a leap of faith on? What is Cancer taking a leap of faith on? So you're taking a leap on trusting yourself. So this goes back into your intuition. So for the Cancers that feel like you've lost that part of yourself where you really can just trust yourself, and it's like everything that you feel inside, you always are second guessing yourself. In this present time in your month of May, with the King of Cups here to confirm that, you're going to have to trust yourself. You're going to have to get back into believing in you, believing in yourself. And I know that sounds kind of like, you know, Disney or whatever. But it's like you have to believe in yourself, because that's where the magic happens for you as a Cancer. And I think a lot of what happens for a Cancer, if they don't emotionally feel that magic that makes you Cancer, it can be really easy for a lot of things to just not manifest, because you're not making it happen. You're not taking charge, essentially. So make sure that you are completely understanding why you feel a certain way, what makes you second guess yourself, if you should be second guessing yourself, all of that good stuff. You really have to just get down to the nitty gritty and look at it for what it is, and ask yourself, okay, maybe I need to make certain changes. 10 of Pentacles is the energy for the future. So this is great. This is inheritance. This is longevity when it comes to family or a domestic situation in your life, whether it's a relationship or just your family in general. This is longevity. That's what I'm getting. I think you found out how to narrow down the distractions and really zone out things that had you kind of feeling overwhelmed. And now you're able to openly trust emotionally the things that you need to trust, the things that are going to help you get to the next phase in your life. You're able to trust those people that can help you. You're able to trust that situation. And because of this, you're able to find longevity and whatever it is that you're trying to manifest for yourself. There could be a Gemini or someone that you're in a relationship with that helps you get through this situation. This is awesome. I do like to see this. I think a lot of your May is going to be about you just staying in tune with yourself, but also, like I said, use people around you, use the contacts that you have. You can even utilize me if you feel like you need a little bit of extra support on what you're feeling, just to solidify if you're making the right decision. You can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. Before you go, I do want to remind you, if you heard something that you like, or if you heard something that resonated with your soul, please leave a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. You can also leave a comment letting me know, how you felt about this reading. You can also leave suggestions, because I'm open to different suggestions of readings that you would like to see incorporated on this channel. Please subscribe to the channel so that you can join and I can see that things are resonating and I can see that the family is growing. And also, after you subscribe, make sure that you're hitting the notification bell. When you press the notification bell, you will be notified when new content for your sign appears, or whenever I record or post something, whether it's with crystals, metaphysics, these readings, whatever. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely enjoyed reading for you. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from a Leo, and if I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until next time, my beautiful Cancer, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.